Hello, hopefully you can hear me. This is Katie Ann, and we are going to be talking about Let's Talk AR. So feel free to hop in on the seat. We have a couple open seats. Feel free to tweet it out to your friends. Let them know that we have started. As I'm going to do right now. So today we're going to be talking about augmented reality in education, and feel free to type in the chat, join in the seat. I will be sharing some things that I've been working on, and hopefully that we'll get some people on and they'll share what they've been working on and ways of using augmented reality in education. So let's see. In the chat area, I provided some links. One of them is a video. I've been had a chance to use a 3D printer today, and a couple of the augmented reality companies let you download their 3D models that they use for the augmented part, and you can print them. So Augmented has done that, and I was printing the Golden Gate Bridge. So there's a video of that, and then Cromville has some of their characters that you can download from the Cromville world, and you can print those. So I put a link to both of those videos that we worked on today, which is really cool. And Augmented has, oh my gosh, hundreds of 3D models, and you can get those files, the STL file, to use to print, and then you can just, have the augmented version and the 3D print version as well. And I will be using the Golden Gate Bridge in my STEM class because we're going to be studying bridges. Okay, so hopefully if you're watching, if you can't hear me, let me know. And we have Sandra has joined us, first day on Blab, so welcome. Okay, so some other links that I've shared, they're all over in the chat area. So over on the side, you can see the chat area. Are the two videos that I shared, and then Quiver and Cromville are having some Christmas contests, and I kind of wrote some information about those, so you can go there and you can click on. I know that Cromville, they're giving away prizes. Cromville has a certain coloring sheet, and so does Quiver, that they want you to use, and then they have hashtags. So make sure when you are coloring those and you share them out, you use the hashtag that they would like that they're following. So that information is posted there for you, and you can go visit those links. Another thing that I've been working on, and it's not perfect, but it does kind of work. I had a teacher that was wanting, and he was trying to do it with Erasmus, and he was having issues with Erasmus. I do not use Erasmus just because I've had so much issues with it being flaky. And when I scanned a certain trigger, it was giving me some other things. I used Blipar for it, and it's a Let's Make 10 board. So I have made triggers. The numbers are the triggers, and when you put them on the board and you scan the right combination, it'll say correct. A little picture will pop up. And I put a link to that information as well, where you can get the triggers and the board and the information of how to use it. Like I said, it's not perfect. You need to actually stand pretty far back away from the triggers. You need to make sure your device or your iPad, phone, whatever you're using, that when you're above the board, that you see the entire board. If you get in close, it's going to automatically trigger no matter which number you put it, combination you put in. So you need to make sure you stand back so it's reading the entire board. If it's not the correct combination, it's going to be Blip Bar's little animated image, like it can't find the scan or can't find the content. And then it may ask you, do you need help scanning? If it's not loading right away, then that combination is not correct. When you put the two numbers together and it is the correct combination, that correct picture should pop up. My goal is to actually convert these into Augmented platform and have an animated, so when they scan correct, an animation will pop up saying, woohoo, you did it, or if it's not correct, you'll say, sorry, like an animation will pop up saying maybe sorry, try again. So that is my goal, and I'll be part of the kindergarten curriculum that I'm working on, but I've just been playing around with it to see how I could get the different triggers to go and make them work. And when you are creating your own triggers, you have to have unique images. You can't just put a 5, a blue 5 and a red 5, and they're the same lines. The readers don't really see the color. They see the contrast in the lines. So you need to have them very unique, very different when you are creating augmented reality triggers. So it's really easy to explain. If you are doing numbers, you want to have like a background behind the number, and you want the fonts to be different. You don't want everything to be the same. So like use polka dot background, and you put a chunky 5 on there, and then maybe put a really thick border. This will help when it's scanning to find the different, and you can use colors. Don't get me wrong, use colors because that's the contrast part. And then the scanner can read that. And if you have, a swirly or curly one with, say, hearts background, then those are different. And then if you put the 5 and 1 together and you scan it, it should not read that it's going to make 10. So, hi, Jean. Welcome. Are you on the train home? Hopefully you have good Wi-Fi on the train. And you'll have to tell us, Jean, about your projects that you've been working on, too. So I'm not going to let you get off the hook. Okay, so when you're creating your own, you want unique backgrounds behind your triggers. You want to have borders. You want to make it as unique as possible so that when you're scanning it, it picks up the different lines. And you want different thicknesses of lines. You want different contrasts so that the scanner can pick those up. And hopefully that makes sense. If you open up and you go to the Let's Make 10, you see the different triggers that I made, that maybe you can kind of see how I made them each different, so that when they were put together that they would work. We have a DJ food tech nerd. Talking to mom, teachers, artists about the disability. Kevin, do you realize this is a chat for augmented reality in education? Oh, Jean. Okay. Well, it's nice to kind of see you. You will have to tell us about your projects soon. Okay, so Kevin, what would you like to talk? Do you know about augmented reality, and have you seen it in use, Kevin? Let's see if he replies. So these triggers that if you make them in Aurasma, you have to have your channel that you have to follow, and then the people have to put the information in correctly and to scan your stuff. With Blip Bar, you have to put in a code. and you put in your code, and then when you scan it, it'll work. Augmented has changed they got released their new update to their app. Was it yesterday? Monday? It might have been Monday. This week has been a blur for me. Released their update to their app, and I'm not for sure they talked about putting in where you had to do a code or a login. That hasn't, and the update wasn't there. But they did get rid of all of their buttons, so it's just a scan, and then no matter if it's a 360, 3D, or a teacher creative item, when you scan the trigger, the thing should come alive, which is kind of great and easier for people to use, especially when you have over hundreds of 3D models, or thousands. It might be thousands. They have thousands of triggers, hundreds of 360 triggers, and then they're animated lessons. So this will be very much user-friendly for teachers. So I've been working on several things, and if you've been working on something you want to talk about, just make sure that you let me know. You hop on and we can talk about it, or if you need help with something, or if you're not for sure how to get started, just let me know. I would love to help you at any time. So another project, I've been doing a lot of augmented reality. Another project that we did in my STEM class, because we were learning different engineering and items, and one of them was circuits. So I had my kids create these cards with LED lights, and I had ordered the ink that conducts electricity to draw and make the circuits. So on the back, or inside the card is the circuits with the battery and the wires for the LED, and then when they push a certain area on the card, the LED lights up. So then we tried augmenting the covers, but we had some issues with the platform that we chose to do the augmented part. My example, and I put the link to it, is augmented, and it has a video of how to make these lighting up cards. So when you scan the front of my card, you'll get the video, how-to video to create the cards. Jean, the ambassador page is still on the website, but you don't have to push the button to get to the ambassador's content. You just give them the triggers that you've made, and when they scan them, it should work. They've been converting all of these triggers, and I mean, you have thousands of triggers over into the new system. So hopefully everything works. If it doesn't work, Jean, if you've made stuff and it's not working, just let them know. And they may still be in the process of getting all the content transferred over. I know some of mine didn't work yesterday when I was trying it out. So hopefully everything will get up to date and be working soon. If you come across a trigger that's not working, especially if it's an augment trigger, let them know. Contact them on their website and let them know which one that you're trying to scan and which one's not working, so that they can find. When you have thousands, it's a little hard to test each and every one of them. So let them know which one's not working so they can get it fixed. Okay, so I feel like I'm talking to myself. Somebody needs to join me. Okay, so we have the cards I've made, the contest for Quiver and Cromwell, the Let's Make 10, and I gave you links. Oh, and we do have our our AR for EDU group. It's a Google Plus community. Feel free to join that. That's where we post a lot of our stuff that we're working on to help other teachers. So give you lessons and activities that you could do, either teacher created or things that are created like from Cromwell or Quiver or Augmented. Okay. One of the other things, when I was doing the Let's Make 10, had another teacher ask me how could we do compound words. So if you had a trigger for a dog and a trigger for a house, and the two triggers came together, the two images came together to create a trigger, and you scan it, and then you can see that the word actually makes doghouse. So compound words. So I was experimenting because I did the Let's Make 10. So I experimented with a couple of compound words, and I do have that posted as well. I've been a busy bee. So let me put that in there. Oh, there's Jean. Hi, Jean. Are you there?
Hi.
Are you there?
How are you? I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello?
I hear you. I hear you.
You might just have audio on me because I'm actually blabbing through my car.
You're in your car now?
Yes, well, I'm Bluetooth to my car. You know, like I'm hands-free driving.
Oh, I have that too.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure.
I see you steering. So what projects have you been working on, Jean?
I really haven't had the chance to do all that much, unfortunately. But I've been trying to keep track of your very busy activities that you're always posting. And I went to a meeting today, and I tried to plug Augmented for my district. So I'm hoping that the person in charge of the tech people at the district will be contacting me to meet with Adam.
That sounds great.
So I'm hoping a lot of his freebies and stuff will still apply to the folks at my district.
They should.
How are we doing on our million mark?
We are. I had a couple of people talk to me today that they were doing a couple new 100 today. I think we're at, if not just past, 300,000.
Oh, nice. That's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Does he want it by the end of the year or any particular time, or is that just something that we're reaching for, that like million mark?
I think he wanted it by 12 months. So we started in October. So hopefully by next October, well, we should have it way before then. But he's giving me a year to do a million.
Okay, that's great.
And I foresee that we're gonna hit that probably at the rate we're going. Maybe by March. Maybe.
That would be great.
I hope so.
And
it's been a challenge trying to get everybody to record their number, so I don't have an exact number, because then they'll just send me a message saying I did AR today. Well, how many did you do it with? I need to know that.
I have to give you some of my numbers. I did a lot over the summer with
I lost you, Jean. I lost you, Jean. Your car didn't like talking to me. Okay, while we're waiting on Jean, if you are doing augmented reality with your kids, on my website and on most of the posts, recent posts, is a form, and you just click on the link or fill out the form. Let me know what augmented reality platform you're using, what activity you're using, and how many kids you're using it with. And do this for each time you do something new with augmented reality. So if, say, you use Quivar for 10 of your students, and you turned around and you really liked it, and you decided to try that with a different group of kids or the same kids, just let me know. This kind of is helping me kind of see where we're at reaching our 1 million kids. I think it's pretty cool that, you know, we started this in the middle of October, and here it is December in the middle, and we have approximately 300,000 kids using augmented reality in education, which kind of is mind-blowing. And hopefully by March is my goal to reach 1 million kids. So if you're using it, if you need help using it, just let us know. I would love to help you at any time. I'm pretty reachable. You can message me through Twitter, through my website, through my blog. I get all those messages via my phone, and it's always on me. I would die if my phone would ever die. So feel free to reach out and contact us or contact me. I would love to help you. Okay, so I posted the link. Oh, I lost Jean. Darn it. I posted the link to the Making Augmented. Oh, what does it say? Making Augmented Making Compound Words. I cannot type. It was supposed to be Augmented Making Compound Words. It's a board again. Like I said, it was inspired from the Let's Make 10. So I have a board, and you put say you put the dog trigger down and you put the house trigger down, and when you scan it, make sure you are filling up your whole screen with that board. You need to stand back a little bit, and it does have a different code than the Make 10 board. So when you scan it, a picture will pop up, and it'll be a picture of the board with the dog trigger, the house trigger, and then it'll have an equal. And then it has a new picture of the doghouse. And I did that for, let's see, which ones did I do? There's 4 card sets. So you'll get 4 compound words. So I have dog, doghouse, cupcake, rainbow, so rain plus bow, and then catfish, so cat plus fish. And you'll get, when you scan each one of those, will give you a different picture of the board with the pictures making the compound word. Sorry, Jean, you got booted off your phone. So it wasn't the car that didn't like talking with me. The phone didn't like working too hard. So make sure if you're doing the compound words, and again, this will probably be part of the kindergarten curriculum that I'm working on. I've just been playing around with these things, trying to see what I like, how I want them to scan, and I'll probably convert all those into the Augmented platform and put it in the kindergarten curriculum. So you have a taste, a sample of what's going on in my head, and how I want to put all these things together. And I will also be working on, I have the flashcards. I have like color words, number words, and some basic words. So when you scan the triggers, you'll get either an audio of a little girl talking, can you spell this? Or an animated video type thing, an animation of spelling that word. So I have those, and then I'm working on these compound words, and then the making of the 10. I also want to do it with the base 10. I call it base 10 because that's how I learned it with the cubes, but I think it's like I can't think of what they call. I don't do math that often with kindergartners. It's not when they make groups of 10. I can't think of what they called it, but making groups of 10, I want to do one for that. I also want to do, well, of course, for the counting and simple addition. So I want to make some triggers for that. And the less than, greater than, make some triggers for that. I can see a less than, greater than game going on. Just trying to figure out how to make it scannable so that when you scan it, you get the correct answer or the correct response. So because you have to have everything so unique and put more than one trigger, and then having the similar symbols kind of makes for a challenge. So I would like to do that. Some other things I would like to do definitely are interactive worksheets, so that the kids can be cutting and coloring and then scanning. So they're definitely got their hands on things and working on them. Having the interactive worksheets like an interactive notebook, but just a page for the kindergartners, because you don't want to overwhelm little guys. Having those for, the color words, the number words, maybe starting to make sentences, things like that. Those are the things I have all jumbled in my head and trying to get out for you guys so that you can have and use them. And I can't wait for everything to be up and running and working correctly so that you can have them and use them. So if you have any other ideas that you would like to see for little guys, let me know, and I can see if I can't work on it and make it work. I'm always up for suggestions. Like, if you have an idea, we had a teacher wanting something for the first Thanksgiving. Kind of made a very quick little lesson for that. I had one about the make 10 and the compound words. So if you have something that you would like to see worked out and try to make Augmented, and you don't have the time, but you really think that would be a really cool augmented tool to use with kids and others would benefit from, I wouldn't mind diving in trying to figure out how to make it work. So always feel free to reach out to me. I'm always up for suggestions. Okay. This goes so much funner if you guys would hop on and talk with me. So if you are watching, and I have 29 people coming in and out, feel free to hop in on the seat and talk with me. I would like to hear your views and your suggestions and ideas, how to make and use augmented reality in education. I want to make it meaningful for the kids, not just a, wow, this is fun, but they actually get something out of it. They're actually learning, which is why I love the idea of the Let's Make 10 board and the compound words. I love the pre-made triggers too, don't get me wrong. I love Quivers and Cromwell's triggers and tying writing to those. It's amazing. I mean, it really helps with the writing process, and it gives kids a visual. Sometimes they need a visual to help have them write. So those are amazing tools as well. And the 3D models of things, comparing them, again, writing about them is great. So having all those pre-made materials is amazing. And then having those animated lessons from Augmented, you can put them into interactive notebooks. So they have, math ones, and they have language arts ones, and then you can do the 3D models, and they have some space stuff. Just, my mind just goes overwhelmed, and I want to show everybody how to create these interactive notebooks because it's really easy, and it's a great resource for kids because they get to take it home. They get to take home a 3D model of, the Golden Gate Bridge, and they get to spin it around, look at all the different angles. You can't do that on a picture in a book. It pops out and you can see it and see the supports and see all the parts of it. It's amazing, which is why I really like having 3D models that are augmented, because I get to bring the world to my classroom, and the kids get to experience things that they don't get to experience, because we don't live near the Golden Gate Bridge. We live in Kansas, and some kids will never don't even leave our little town, and venture out. So bringing those items, bringing those 360s into my classroom has been a game changer for my kids, because they get to see the world differently, and they get to experience things that they didn't get to experience before. And their writing has improved a lot. I mean, I have kids, when I first started teaching, I always wanted to know, okay, how many sentences are in a paragraph? How many paragraphs do I need to write for you? How many words in a sentence do you need? And they're always wanting the exact amount of everything of what they should be doing. And now I give them these 360s, and their minds are like blown away and amazed. And then they're not asking me, what do I need? How much do they have to write? They just start writing. And the stories that they come up with, being in the different environments, the animals that they think live in those environments, it's been a game changer for my students. Until you experience it, you won't probably get how much it's been a game changer for my kids. You really got to try it out. And there are some sample ones. Augmented's giving away some free triggers. If you go to their website and click on Reach 1 Million, they'll give you some samples of the animated lessons of 3D triggers and the 360s. And then Cromville has some free things, some free coloring pages. Quiver has some free coloring pages. There's other companies that are coming out, like NASA has some augmented stuff, which is really cool. The Star Walk, if you're doing astronomy, the meteor shower, the different eclipses that are happening, and you're using those like Star Walk apps, they're augmented. You can literally study the stars and constellations and the planets, and can actually see where they're actually at using these apps. So this has been, it's huge. Kids can get in its daylight, and they can see, oh, this is where Saturn is at this moment in time. This is where the space station is located. And then you can get more information about it, and the kids can get a visual of where it's at. And now if they face north, or if they face, east and west, or if they look down, they can get there's stuff underneath us, because, we're round and we rotate, and they can kind of get a better idea of how the earth moves. And there's also augmented 3D of the planet Earth, of the layers. So if you were doing lessons on that, you could do that. There's augmented models of the different planets. There's augmented animated about the planets. There's so many things that people are coming out with that's all augmented. This industry is just going to grow, and it's just going to get better, and the content's going to get better as we teachers tell them what we need. We won't know, or they won't know, until we speak up. So hopping on and talking with me kind of helps them know because I can tell them, okay, we are needing this for this grade level right now, or we're needing this type of lesson for this grade level. And I kind of like to help with those things too. So if you have ideas, you have a need, please let me know, so that we can get them done and made for you, and your kids can be using them, and we can reach more than 1 million kids using augmented reality. Okay. I've been talking this entire time. Does anybody have questions? I see that we have like 30 people in and out. If you have questions, if you need help with something, there's a comment thing. There's a question where you can type in. feel free to reach out or hop in on the seat so I'm not talking to myself. Would be great. If we don't have any questions, I'm not for sure what else to share with you, or what I can help somebody with. Okay, let's see if we can't get somebody to join us here. So I talked about making unique augmented triggers. I talked about the contest going on, and the 1 million kids to reach in our group, and projects I've been working on and plan on working on. If we don't have anybody asking questions or hopping on, this may be a short little blab section. I can't even speak. Session. Oh, there's Adam. Maybe he'll hop on. Maybe. There we go.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for joining me. I've been talking to myself.
Oh, no. Really?
I guess I can entertain myself enough.
Well, hi.
So what's new?
It's been a long time since I've been on, and I apologize for that.
It's okay. You've been busy.
We have been extremely busy with Augmented, and well, we've now updated the app completely, which I recommend everybody just try it out because it's awesome. It's better than before. Apple is an automatic upload, and it's now in the Android store. Instead of under Supreme Tutoring, it is under Augmented, so people can find it directly through Augmented.
That is awesome. And yeah, my iPad automatically updated, so that was nice to wake up to that.
Cool. Very cool. We actually, the entire interface is brand new, easy. There's no more buttons to press. It's simply hit the start lesson button and scan. All 3D, 360, virtual field trips, animated lessons are all pretty much just one button.
So are the teacher created stuff active now?
So since we just launched live, I believe.
Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Okay.
The Teach Connect will be up and running with everyone's material. Hopefully by the end of this week. Right now, because we have so many licenses out there, it was really important to make sure that all the data and images and triggers for the 3D, 360, and virtual environment was created and working. So I'm going to say hopefully by the end of this week, all Teach Connect will be up and running, and then we will be launching our Student Connect as well, and it'll be good to go.
Good, because I need it by January 4th.
Got it. I already got your list. Whatever you want, whatever you need. We put you on the priority.
Well, we're starting bridges again, so I need my bridge stuff.
I tried to get it to you as quick as I could.
Yeah, and I printed the 3D of the Golden Gate Bridge today.
How'd it come out?
The bottom, it's my printer. The bottom turned out great, but when it went to do the top part, because I had to shrink it to put it on our plate, it didn't print the top part very nice. It kind of was too weak and it broke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's I guess with those wires, it's kind of It's delicate. Let's put it that way.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it just crumbled.
Uh,
But it's because our printer is, I don't know if it's smaller, but it didn't fit on the plate, so I had to shrink it. So,
yeah, when you get 3D images, it depends on the size of the printer and when you put it into the computer. And the files that we sent over that we have, it's a very special, it's a very certain number for us to augment, especially with the new platform. Now everything comes out high definition and it comes out a little bit larger, so that you could really see the detail. So it might be off on the printing part. You got to play around with it though.
yeah, and I can change the nozzle and all that and the speed time to make it not so fine. But I didn't have time today to play with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it'll come together. You know, if you want, we can send you over some more images and you can try some more 3D objects and see how they print out as well.
Yeah, I will have the printer tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have it after tomorrow. So we could do that.
Yep. Whatever you need.
But that was fun. I was telling the kids, I said, here, and they scanned the trigger. I said, now let's print it. And they thought that was awesome.
Cool. It is a great tie. I think augmented reality, the great part is that kids get to bring it home. They get to utilize it in the classroom with their smart devices. And then it brings in a three-dimensional world to it and they understand it. But when they can actually then take that same 3D object and then put it in their printer to print and then have a real life or a real version size of it, it just means that much more to them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's why I want it.
Whatever.
Because I think that, yeah, I know. I just have to ask.
That's it. I mean, whatever you need. It's just been a very hectic couple of weeks.
Couple of months.
2 months, two long months already. And I feel bad. I miss everybody. I miss everybody here and miss talking and seeing people. Feel kind of like stuck in a closet and nobody to talk to. So.
Well, we're not doing anything next week due to the holiday and everybody being gone and traveling and family. So don't try hopping on next week.
Okay.
Because nobody will be on. Or the right people won't be on.
Yeah, I will. So I just saw a question, like the ambassador page.
Yeah, I answered that. It's on the website. I think she was wanting the button.
Oh, yeah. We no longer have any buttons whatsoever. It's one button. I wanted to make it nice and easy. And I got to tell you, the 360s are amazing when you're in the underwater. If you do the demo page, it's like you're really there. It's really, really there. Before you were really there, but now it's such high definition. It's amazing. It really is. And
now I know approximately, and you can tell me if I'm right, we have almost 300, if not 300,000 people or kids.
Yeah. So our new number as of yesterday was actually 314,000 students.
Oh, okay. So I was off by 14.
Yeah, we got bombarded by a couple of schools, and we're also in over 155 schools right now.
That's awesome.
In less than we're not even at 2 months, I don't think right now. Are we?
I think this week marks 2 months.
Yeah. So and I think it's awesome and it's great because I'm still I get to talk to some of the educators. It's great talking to educators in all over the world, but it's great to also talk to the educators that are locally because we're all educators here. We're all in the trenches, and when they get excited about what they see, it's an amazing thing, and it really is. But yeah, I hope we hit our million, and we may have to go to 2 million at this point.
Well, I hope so. I will be presenting in Florida in January for the FETC. I'm doing a workshop, so hopefully we'll get a whole bunch then.
Awesome. Yeah.
Because it's almost, it's an international conference. It's a huge conference. So hopefully we'll get a whole bunch to sign up. So you better have somebody waiting to make new accounts.
Yeah, we're moving along. Hi, Jean. So we're really moving along pretty nicely, and we'll be ready.
Good.
Yeah, we'll be ready. We'll get to those numbers. That's the whole point, right? So yeah, it's just kind of, it's been crazy. I could let you know that we're also, it's just like you're working on everything and you're trying to get everything done. Plus, we're all in classrooms and we're all trying to get everything done the right way. But we are also, I'll make this official announcement. We will also be a virtual reality platform with
Yay.
Yeah. We are partnering with a virtual reality company to take our 360s onto plus our three-dimensional objects. And it's not just regular virtual reality in which you'll see the environments. We're actually tying in gamification where kids can create their own worlds.
That'll be so much fun.
Yeah. And they get
the kids will love that.
They will. And then they get to take home that augmented reality side. So they get to create their environment, and then they actually get to take home those different 3D objects that they put into their environment. And they also get the opportunity to virtually swim in the ocean or virtually walk around the Grand Canyon and virtually walk around the streets of Venice, wherever that our images are.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so it's really getting very exciting to know that we'll be on both platforms, both virtual reality dealing with eyewear, but at the same time augmented reality as well.
I can't wait. I'm sure I will have lots of projects for that.
You will. You'll be able to do it right on your own platform, though. That's the whole point. You can just right in and do it. That's the way
that'd be awesome.
Yep.
She was Jean was bragging about Augmented today, and they were talking about virtual field trips and such. So hopefully you'll get a whole bunch of calls from her school district.
That's awesome.
Very, very, very soon. I've been doing coding with kids this week, and one of the students was wanting to know how to code to make a 360. I was like, I don't know that part.
And unfortunately, you never will. I guess I'm not letting that out. No, I'm just kidding.
So now, once this becomes active, I'll just tell them to go create your own right here.
Katie, and I'll let you have the secret. It's okay.
Well, that'll be awesome. I think I might know how. It's just I don't know.
I'm not going to say it's easy.
No, writing lines of code is not easy in the first place. I spent all day helping kids fix their code lines, and oh my gosh, now I know why I don't code.
It's hard. It's hard. It really is. I'm glad I don't have to do it. That's all I have to say.
And we got some first timers joining us, so welcome. If you have questions on using augmented reality in education, feel free to ask those. We're on for a couple more minutes, so or if you need help or anything, feel free to reach out. Somebody has a lion. Who's that? Oh, I love your little lion. Okay, so I was talking about some of the things I've been playing around with, And one of the things I want to do is create an augmented game type board to create 10. So when you put 1 and 9 together, you get an animation. It says, congratulations, you made 10 or something. And if you put a 1 and 8 together, it'll say, sorry, try again. For my kindergarten curriculum. What do you think?
I think it's going to be awesome and exciting. We've already seen some of the things. Now that I think you're going to find that our system, the new system that we have, is 100 times more robust and more. It's really it's an amazing, not just because we did lots of work to get it up to where it is, but I think the things you wanted to do that you've talked about it'll be that much more amazing, because the imaging system that we use is it's so much more detailed and so much more pinpointing that you don't get a glitchiness to it at any point.
Because that's what I'm getting right now. If you don't, because you're using 2 pictures to make 1 trigger, every time it's picking up part of the picture, it wants to trigger it.
Yeah, no, you'll see it as a different. We'll have to check it out because we haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. Like I said, we just literally finished development, launched live. I wanted to have a deadline of the 15th and be done and completed by the 15th. So now we're just entering in our content, getting that all done. We did expand our content library. We're now over. So we have, I believe we're at 900 three-dimensional. We're at 880. By tomorrow, we'll have 900 in the content library.
Wow.
Objects. 275 virtual environments, and we will probably have close to 600 animated lessons and 3,000 activity sheets.
That's a lot.
Try to get it into the server. Yeah, it's a lot.
Cool. Okay, so you've got homework tonight, Adam. You're supposed to get a hold of Jean's district and talk with them. And then, because she kind of said you would.
Anything for Jean. Anything for Jean.
And then they've been having talks about Nearpod and knowing that is better. And I've tried Nearpod. There's some things I like about Nearpod, but I love Augmented so much better. Nearpod for me, and I did it for social studies, is when you put up like a presentation and it was self-guided presentation. So I'm not for sure. I didn't see any augmented stuff with Nearpod. But I don't know. Can we do presentation things, interactive presentations?
Yes.
That would be awesome.
So you're going to find that now with this new system, you will be able to. It's pretty crazy, actually. So literally, we will have 3-dimensional objects animated and building themselves just from scratch right in front of your eyes. I really don't want to give too much out because right now we want to keep it nice and simple like we're used to, where it's an amazing product as it is. And but Katie, and you'll be the first to be able to use it. All the ambassadors will be the first to be able to test it out. But I think what you're going to see in the next couple of months are going to blow your minds, really.
Awesome. Oh, yes, I forgot they have their 360 cities field trips. I completely forgot Nearpod had that.
Yeah, they work with GeoCities, I think, right? They work with GeoCities.
Yeah.
Which is an awesome. It's really cool. They have great stuff. Absolutely. But it's not augmented. It's off the computer, though, isn't it?
It's off the screen. You have to. You can do it with the iPad, but it's not. No, it's not augmented. You have to move it around like with your finger.
Right. And I think it's cool. But that's the whole point of augmented reality, is that we don't have to waste time looking for those websites and links. We can literally find them and direct link our students so they can just scan it, and it takes them to in a matter of seconds, directly to what we want them to see.
Right.
I don't get me wrong. I think it's awesome, some of the stuff that's out there, but this came up in a conference that I was talking in, and it was the computers and the computers that are we have so much technology, and why is augmented reality going to be the next big thing? And besides the wow factor and the game factor and the awesomeness in it, it's also the fact that we can literally drive our instruction. Like if we teach a lesson, we want kids to see the Golden Gate Bridge because you're going to print it out and you're teaching a lesson. They don't have to go to a website, click and Google it or look it up. We're going to give them that direct link to see it, to go to anywhere we want them to go just by one click, as opposed to going on the computer or logging in, typing in what we're looking for. And that's the amazing thing about augmented reality. I think that's probably one of the most powerful tools.
Yeah, and Mac, you hit it on the head. It is hitting the different learning preferences. So if you have somebody that needs the audio part or the visual part, it's all right there, or the interactive part. So it hits it all.
It does. Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Jean, do you have access to a 3D printer? She loves to see the stuff print out too.
We talked about that for making that file for the 3D printers. And something we can do is let's take one project at a time.
Well,
we have a major project coming up. Yes, Jean, laughing out loud big time. We got to get the virtual reality aspect still tied in. Yeah.
Okay. No, I was going to say I have one of the files. I can send it to you, Jean. I have one of the Cromville ones and one of the Augbat ones that I tried today. I tried them both. So if you want them, I will send them to you and you can try it. Maybe your Golden Gate Bridge will print out a little better than mine did.
If what about maybe some of our dinosaurs? Like the dinosaurs,
that would be fun too.
Because they're more solid and they're a little bit bigger. And I mean, like, let's try.
They're not long. It's not like this long.
No,
little tiny pieces in it.
Yeah, no, but we could look at like maybe a T-Rex would be a good, So I'll tell you what. Let's do a little fun thing, right? You want to use your 3D printers, and we want to we could just play around with it, right? How about we send over 4 or 5 different images, and we see which one prints the best. And now we know we'll have a baseline, and we can look at how it truly works with augmented reality in 3D.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
I'll tell Joe to get on that first thing.
Yeah,
he's not gonna like me too much.
We've been pretty much working till very late hours every night, so it's okay.
Okay, well, is there any questions? Jean, do you have any questions? Or Mac? I can't tell you the other person that's watching. Roger? No, that is Mac. Do you have any questions? It's good to talk to you too, Jean. Hopefully your drive home was safe since you were driving and talking at the same time. She was going through a Bluetooth. I could see her steering. She was driving. She blew her phone is Bluetooth to her car, so I could just see her steering. Okay,
great.
Mac doesn't have any questions. Jean, do you have any questions? You're parked in your driveway. Jean, you crack me up. Oh, it's probably this probably where it's nice and quiet, like my house. It's so noisy. Well, I'm glad you joined us, Mac, and stay connected with us. And if you have questions, feel free to contact us anytime. We love to answer them. Okay, so if there's no questions, Jean, you can get out of your car now. Oh, he's on his wrong. Okay, well, connect with us anyways, and you have my Twitter nation. So good night, everyone, and we will not have anything next week. So don't try looking for a Twitter chat, or a blab, because I will be busy with kids. Okay, good night.
Have a good holiday, everybody.
Yeah, happy holidays to everyone.
Absolutely. Great talking to you, Katie, and great seeing you again.
Okay, until next time.
Absolutely. Take care.
You too.